YouTube takes a little longer, guys, but we have Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Chris,
and now TikTok.
and now Lee. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend.
Happy Monday.
Remember what we're doing here today, guys. We're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about home loans, guidelines. We're also going to talk about aliens. And what do you want to talk about? Politics?
Politics, sure, why not?
Politics? What's going on in politics, guys? Your guys.
I'm guys. Well, we got the good feed today. Well, the first thing is, TikTok, they did a ban. It went through the House, and I can't believe this is happening. Blows me away that it's happening. And I kind of understand it, but I kind of don't. Because they're trying to ban TikTok because of the free speech or because of the thought that the CCP has access to all the data, which I kind of understand. But if you understand public companies, that this is not entirely owned by
What's not entirely owned by?
the Chinese, TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the corporations and the way it's sliced up and who actually controls it and such, correct?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got a technical.
Yeah.
All right, so 94 Camacho, I have a question I've been wondering about.
Oh,
Good morning. Good morning, 94 Camacho. Let me know what it is. So, if you're new here, loan questions, guidelines, buying a house, internet, real estate, all the different stuff that has to do with. As a first-time home buyer, how much money do I need to make in order to buy a house? Okay, so it's not how much money you make necessarily, but how much you make does allow you to tell you how much you can afford. So what it's going to be based on is work history. So in order to buy a house, you need 2-year work history. Then you're going to need credit. In order to have a credit that's qualifiable for traditional financing, you need a 580 or better credit score. And then it goes to assets. And this is a struggle for some people, but you need down payment and closing costs. Down payment is a percentage of the purchase price. It ranges between 0, because there's down payment assistance programs. 20% is traditional for not having any mortgage insurance, but you can put as much money as you want down above that, of course, if you want it. I got 2 years tax returns VA. All right, cool. We can do that. We can definitely do that. We need you to get a little bit more data. So if you're interested in getting a home loan right now, you can actually go to the link up top, whether you're on Instagram or TikTok. Click on the link in our bio. Click on Apply Now. Put in all your data. As soon as it all comes in, you'll get a call from one of us or one of our fabulous team members, and we'll get the process started for you guys. But Lee's trying to solve some problems right now, so that's why you're not hearing him talk. Is an inspection required for FHA? Ask 94 Camacho. So FHA is a home loan. For those of you that don't know, it's probably one of the most popular loans across the board because it's the easiest to qualify for and it has a very reasonable down payment. So that being said, is an inspection required for FHA? And the answer is yes, and also maybe extra inspections will be necessary as well. Here's what it is. When you get a home loan, the most important inspection is going to be your appraisal inspection, which is going to determine the value of the property and some of the condition, okay? FHA is a federally insured loan, which means it asks for health and hazard issues to be solved. If there's exposed wires, if there's no carpet, if there's any health or safety issues, FHA is going to ask those to be repaired before the new owner can take possession and we can fund the loan. So that's the most important inspection because it's your value. The bank isn't going to allow you to borrow money on something that's not worth it. So they need to know that the true value, they need to know that your down payment's going to be covered, and they know that the money that you're borrowing is going to be able to be paid back if you fail to pay your mortgage payments. Because if you default, the bank wants to be made whole, and the way they're going to be made whole is by selling the house. So if they can't sell the house, how are they going to get their money? If the house isn't worth that price, how are they going to get their money? So that's why it's the most important. In addition to that, 94 Camacho, there are other inspections that are recommended. A home inspection is always recommended, not mandatory, but highly recommended because it will pull out all the small stuff too. Maybe some big stuff that the appraiser didn't see. The appraisers aren't going to crawl in the attics or in the basements or on the roof. So the appraisers are going to do a very, visual inspection that's not very deep. but a home inspector will go extremely deep. I know I got a home inspection years back, and that one was very intense. We have to log out?
I gotta...
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to pause for a second, guys. But go ahead, Camacho. We can do more if you want to. Did we log out?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we're still going. Okay. So the home inspection. The home inspection is a very intense inspection on the property. It pulls out all the small stuff, pulls out the big stuff. A lot of things on the recommendation list for that don't even get solved because it's little stuff sometimes, but they find everything. And it allows you to renegotiate if you need to, or back out of the transaction if you need to. So 94 Camacho, hope that answers your questions. Angel from a couple months ago. For you TikTok questions, I'm not getting them all right now because Lee's solving that tech problem on that side. But we're going to get to all your questions, so don't go away. We're going to answer them. We're going to get to you in just a few seconds here. It looks like we might have solved our challenge.
For the moment, yeah.
For the moment.
Here we go. Here for the moment.
Let's see it, man. Let's see it. Is
All right,
it possible
cool. What
to
do we got?
catch out of my refi, my FHA rental property? So they bought a property as a primary residence, it looks like, and then they bought it using an FHA loan, and they want to know if they can take money out of it. Is it possible to cash out on my FHA rental property? The answer is yes. It's not going to be FHA anymore. It's going to turn conventional, and it's going to turn conventional because you're going to want to remove that mortgage insurance, and you cannot exceed an 80 LTV. So under an 80 LTV, yeah, you can suck that money up. Can you use a VA loan twice? Lee, bring it in.
You can use it a lot of times, not just twice, a whole lot of times. But here's the problem, or challenge, not problem. It has to be your primary residence. It's not, VA is designed to help a veteran have a home. It's not designed to help a veteran build a real estate portfolio. So if you bought it, and let's say you bought a house in Florida, and then you moved to California. So if your VA loan or entitlement was used on Florida and you maxed it out, then you probably can't use it again. If you didn't max it out, then you might get some usage out of it. But if you bought a home in VA in Florida, refinanced conventional, and refreshed your eligibility, and you went to California, bought in California, you could buy another VA home in California. There is a process to do this, and there's entitlement, and then there's the approval amount.
Yeah. Jackson Martinez, these dudes back at it again.
Yep, you got
Better
it, Jackson.
believe it. Angel, how can I get a down payment closing assistance program? I have an income and credit score.
Well,
cool.
Good for you. You have an income. That's positive because we kind of want everybody in America to have an income and a credit score. We also want everybody in America to have a credit score. So good news, Angel. Yeah.
So how did I get it?
Yep. Call us.
There you go.
Real simple.
There's phone numbers. All right. So Drake, I got 2 years tax returns, VA, Utah. Please let me know.
Yes. That's pretty simple.
So you do loans in Utah?
We do loans in Utah. We do loans in all 50 states. How many? 50. How many of them? All of them. Trick question. How many states are there in the United States? I'll give you a hint. We do business in all 50.
There's your hint. Lupita, what are the benefits of a conventional loan?
Okay, Lupita. Conventional loan, if you put 20% down, no mortgage insurance.
Boom.
If you've got great FICO scores, good interest rate.
Boom.
If you've got great FICO scores.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it gets a little more expensive. So the biggest advantage is that mortgage insurance, because if you went FHA, well, then it's 0.55 for the life of the loan. There is an option where you could lose it in 10 years or 11 years, 11 years if you put more than 10% down, but it's for the life of the loan. On a conventional, the MI is pretty much up in the air. It can be very expensive or very cheap, and it's largely determined by your FICO score.
Nice. Leah Jade, with conventional loan, can I use income from a rental property or if just started renting it in Jan?
Leah Jade, simple answer, probably not. Probably not. The rule on it for rental is I need 2 years of rental history, landlord history, and you have to prove that somehow. It's usually easily provable on your Schedule E. Because when you pull a Schedule E shows your real estate, shows that you rented. Doesn't matter if you profited or lost it. It just matters that you have 2 years of rental history. So, simple answer, probably not. I'd have to know a little bit more.
Right on. Angel, my partner was out of work for 2 months due to surgery and returns in April. Can they use the checks from a couple months ago?
Not from a couple months ago. Not from a couple months ago. But, if they use some type of leave act, medical leave act, family medical leave act, or something of the sort, then you probably got diminished income for a little while. And then once you go back to work, you get that first paycheck. I'm allowed to use that first paycheck at full amount. I don't even have to take into account the time when you're out. And that happens for pregnancy too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit of peace too. I don't know if this is going to work for you, but if your significant other is collecting disability, it'll be a lot less than her regular income, his or her regular income. But what we'll do is we'll qualify you with disability, and if you're still shopping by the time they get back to work, we'll use that income. So you can actually start shopping now. I recommend you call us.
Yep.
Indy Scar Guy, new construction with the national builder using their lender for FHA. How competitive are you?
Well, Lindy Scar Guy. We've got some. He's ready to fight, man. You see his fist doing up. He's ready to go. Okay, so there's a lot of things that happen in this business. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to scare you, Lindy Scar Guy.
Don't scare him, Lee.
I'm about to scare you just a little bit. But the answer, real simple, is I can compete with them all day long. I can compete with them all day long. But I'm about to tell you something. New construction. Is it a new build or are you constructing?
Are you going to go there?
I don't know, man.
Are you going to go there?
I think I'm going to go there.
Have a seat. It's about to educate.
Okay, so let's just say you have a new build. And there's a lot of money in this business. Like not a little bit of money, like a lot of money. You want to know how much money? Here's how much money. Let's say the builder built the house for $300 grand and he lists it for $500 grand. So his profit's $200 grand. Reasonable? Maybe, maybe not, but it's a good profit. That's why builders do it. Now, let's talk about the commission side. On the realtor side, this is all being saddled by a lawsuit right now, but it's 3% for the buyer's agent, 3% for the listing agent. On a $500,000 house, that's $60,000 in commissions. For realtors, $60,000 in commissions. Now let's look at the loan side. There's a front end of a loan and a back end of a loan. The front end of the loan is where we work. It's the loan officer, it's the bank, it's how you fund the loan. The back end of the loan, it's when they sell the loan off. It's called servicing rights. And some banks maintain their servicing rights. Most sell it. So there's a lot of money on the back end of the loan. Call it 3%. Sometimes as much as 7%, but let's just call it 3%. 3% on the back end, 3% on the front end. So there's $30,000 in the loan. So there's $30,000 in the real estate side and $30,000 in the loan side. That's $60,000. What does the builder want you to do?
Yeah.
They don't want you to have a realtor. They want you to use them as their realtor. And they play dirty birdie tricks. And they don't want you to have a lender. They want you to use their lender. Why? There's 60,000 reasons for doing that in addition to the $200,000 in profit they make from the build. Holy smokes. But there's some catches in this. Here's some catches. If you walked in with your realtor and you represented that I have a realtor, it's illegal for the builder to say, sorry, can't use your realtor. You have the right to a realtor. What they play a dirty birdie trick on you is when you walk in that first day without your realtor because you're shifty and you're smart. Well, when you walk in, they have you sign a piece of paper saying, hey, we like to keep track of everybody. At the bottom of the piece of paper, it says, I here represent, I have no realtor. And I'm going to use Mr. Builder as my realtor. Boom! Locked in both sides of the commission on the real estate side. $30,000. Then they say, hey, listen, you have to qualify with our lender. Boom! Locked in $30,000 on the other side. Okay, tell. Now, can we compete with them? A lot of times we beat, I would say 60 to 70% of the time we beat a builder. There is an occasion where a builder beats us. And here's what we ask for. And by the way, the minute you say these words, they're going to freak out.
Here we go.
They're going to freak out. When you say, hey, can I get a locked LE? If you say locked LE, what you just told any seasoned loan officer is I'm about to shop your rates. You can't bullshit at me anymore. Because the law says if you have an NMLS number and you lock the LE, that is what you're locked in at. Now I can compete. Because if you say, can I get an LE? Well, they're going to buy down the rate without you even knowing it and not even having to disclose it all. And they're going to send you out with a rate that nobody can compete with. But once you have a locked LE, that's what it is. Now, when somebody gives me a locked LE, now I go to work. Because I, many times, cannot beat the builder.
What's an LE?
Loan estimate. Thank you. I, many times, by myself, as a loan officer, cannot beat the builder. But the immediate thing I do is say, hey, you know, ABC Builder over there who we don't like ABC Builder. Let's go to my management. Management, are you willing to lose money or make less money? I don't know what the rules are, but make less money on this loan, and it's out of my hands. But I show a locked LE. And then they say, here's what we're willing to do. We're going to do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. At the end of the day, we beat it. Does that happen? Yes. Occasionally, I send it all the way up to the president of the bank, and they're like, we can't beat this. And I just tell the client, I'm like, hey, I get through the kitchen sink at this. We can't beat it. So, can I beat a lender? Or can I beat a builder? Sometimes, not always.
Yeah, and the big builders, you know, the national ones, they're hard to work with. They're very hard to work with. They're cutthroat. But the small builders, those are good ones. They're actually very nimble, and we're able to work with them very good, very easy. So
they're not trying to make all the commission, but the big builders, man, they try and lock that stuff. And
I have shareholders, man.
We have one right now where they priced the house at, like, let's just call it 580. And they built the loan at 580. They built everything at 580. The appraisal came in at 550, 30,000 lower. They said, Lee, the appraisal came in 30,000 lower, and the builder's not willing to budge. What can I do? And I'm like, I can't help you at all. Your realtor is the builder on both sides, and your loan officer is the builder on both sides. And Lee, they say if I don't bring in the 30,000, I'm going to lose the 10,000 that I put in deposit. And I'm like, yeah, I wish I could help you. I really, honestly wish I could help you. Anyway.
Got a ton of questions, guys. We're going to get to every single one of you, but it's time for a commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. Your badass loan officers work at New American Funding. You can reach them by calling the numbers on the screen. It's going to disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Magic. You guys love the magic. I love it too. Roxy won't go away. Is that us? Yeah, you're right. We're not.
We're not going away, Roxy.
We will
Been around
not.
for a long time.
Angel, do you need a realtor when buying a new construction home?
Yes. Angel, there's a difference between a new construction and a new build. A new construction means I'm starting from scratch, a piece of dirt, I'm constructing it. A new build means it's already built and has a certificate of occupancy at the end of the building phase. So, new construction, new build, different words.
Chanel, can you explain getting a mortgage with a gift of equity, buying a house under market value?
You do that.
I love this one, Chanel.
Yes,
this is one of my favorites.
You're doing one right now.
We're doing one right now.
Right now, yeah.
So here's what it is. So likely parents, it's parents to kids. It could be others, but let's say the house is worth $600,000, and they want to help you get off your feet and get into a home, and they say, you know what, we're just going to sell it to you for $300,000. Okay, depending on the loan, that difference between $300,000 and $600,000 can be used to pay for a lot of things, including your down payment. So a piece of this is going to go to gift of equity. A piece of this is going to go to closing costs. Nothing comes out of your pocket if we do it right. Nothing comes out of your pocket. It's an easy strategy. We can do it using VA, USDA, conventional, Fannie Freddie. We can use it anywhere pretty much. I think it's a very underutilized tool too, because a lot of people do buy houses from their parents and they're still having to come up with money. So gift of equity means you don't have to pay for the down payment out of your pocket. It's a gift. That's it.
Yeah. We appreciate you on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We appreciate you trying to get your house in 2024. What's next?
Oh, Indy's. It's Indy's car guy, not Indy's scar guy. That's
okay,
what I was
Indy's
saying.
car guy. I get it.
Yeah, got it. Can you move your numbers more to the left so I can see the number because it's being blocked? There's one right here, guys.
Yep, and let's do this. Boom.
Screenshot
and then,
it.
I don't know where more to the left is, but we're working on it for you.
Well, here's what you can do, is that at any time during this show, is you can screenshot it, and then you can zoom into the numbers that are right behind our heads. It's right below the television, right here, at any time. Complete with the builder rates. Yeah, we're going to compete with those too. Erica B. How long have you guys been with NAF?
Erica B. What time is it? We've been with NAF.
11:51.
Well, if it's 11:51 now,
Pacific.
5 years, 3 months, 12 hours.
Boom.
Boom. Prior to that, we were top producers with another company called Wholesale Capital Corporation. Shout out to Wholesale Capital Corporation. Love that company.
There you go. Alex, a lender told me I can only buy down 1 point. There's a cap? Question mark.
Okay, Alex. I don't know if I agree with that. And there might be a cap for him. Here's how it works, okay? This is on VA. I get this a lot on VA. They're like, hey, I talked to a lender and he said you need a 620 for a VA loan. And I said, if that's what that lender told you, then that's what that lender needs, 620. But the VA guidelines, which are searchable by anybody, by the way, anybody can pull up va.gov and see the guidelines. The VA guidelines state no FICO requirement. Woo! I can do a VA loan with 520 FICO if I meet the residual and all other qualifications. But there are some lenders that have overlays. That overlay says that in order to do business with my bank, you must have a 620 FICO. So if that lender, if that loan officer is telling you that they need a 620 and they're well versed in their business, then you probably need a 620 at their bank. But you don't need it at every bank. And understanding that is the power of social media. Because you know what? In the olden days, you have to trust one guy and hope one guy's better than another guy. When you got people that are out there, and there's a lot of loan officers who do these things, these lives, and teach you about guidelines and tell you about things, if they're willing to put it out there and they really understand their stuff, they're usually on top of it.
Yeah. So Lee and I talked about this a lot, that when the rates were down, we bought down our rates, and we spent a lot of money. And I can tell you personally, mine was way over 1 point.
Yeah.
It's probably closer to 3, somewhere in that neighborhood. But, yes, you can go more than 1 point depending on where you're at. We can. Lupita, great credit score, 750 to 800. What is the average interest rate for conventional loans currently?
Lupita, that's a good question, Lupita.
That's a great question.
That's a very good question.
One that deserves a great answer.
We're going to give you a great answer, too. So here's what we got to tell you, Lupita. It's not just credit score. It is credit score, but it's not just credit score. It's loan to value, debt to income, and FICO, how much money you're putting down, that kind of stuff. But if you went to our New American Funding website right now, conventional, you'd see 5.625 conventional, 15-year, 5.25. Don't believe me? Go to the top. There's links. Go to cool stuff, today's rates. That's what New American Funding is putting out to the world. There's a little asterisk. You have to follow their rules. In order for me to give you your quote, I would have to pull your credit, calculate your income, check out your assets, build your file, and then I'd give you your quote. And I'd be willing to do that. No cost, Lupita.
What?
No cost.
For free? For how long? For how long?
Cost.
For how
no
long?
cost.
Is there a window of time?
That I would do this?
Yes.
I would do it for eternity. Damn! As long as I'm in the business anyway.
You're going to live forever?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I'll
think about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Yeah.
Don't leave.
All right.
Blue collar. Can you give the requirements for DSCR loan?
Yes. Blue collar. So, it has to debt service. What does that mean?
Yeah.
That means that if you have a $3,000 a month payment, you must make over $3,000 a month when you rent it out, including maintenance fees and a certain percentage of overages. You must be able to make more than that. So it has to debt service. That's a simple word. But the other part is, and this is the part that freaks most people out, you need 20% down. What? I heard 15. Yeah, there's one program that I know of that does 15%, but you got to have like an 800 FICO. You got to be a perfect borrower. So, simple terms, it has to debt service, and you have to put 20% down. Hope that answered.
What I heard is it's the easiest and hardest all at the same time.
Yeah.
It actually is,
Yeah,
I think.
it is, I think.
Easy Bake Evan. I like that name.
Easy Bake Evan.
What's the March Madness picks, man?
I don't know. What do you pick? What do you pick?
I don't know basketball.
I don't know basketball either.
All right, on to the next. Ed Weezy. I was unemployed for 6 months, but started with new company 4 months ago. Same type of work. Can I apply now?
Ed Weezy, probably yes. And here's the guideline. The guideline says, if you are unemployed for 6 months or longer, you must be back to work for 6 months. So if you're 4 months in, an average escrow will take 30 days. But we'll make sure yours takes 45.
Yeah.
And boom, you're in.
Strategies. Also, that's if you're going FHA. If you're going conventional, we might not even need to do that.
Yeah.
So there's other ways for it. Locked LE. Yep, locked LE. What is LE? You already answered that one.
We answered that one.
Easy Bake Evan, Locked Alley is interesting, but what are your locks for March Madness?
There we go.
I don't know, Easy Bake.
There we go, Easy Bake. Whitney, no Houston.
What?
I love it.
You're welcome.
Whitney, no Houston. You know, are you Whitney Houston? No.
IndyCar guy said, "This is good
no
stuff."
Houston. That's good stuff, man. We're here for you.
Rube, do you have a lock? How do you say Locked LE?
Yes, you do. You have to say, because if you say, hey, I need an LE, every loan officer is going to go, okay, let me pull the pricing today, because we pull pricing every day. I pulled pricing before I came into this live. And the bottom of pricing was 5.25 and the top was 8.25. And that's the range we have. Now there's par rate. In this situation, this was a great FICO. I got a par rate at 6.25 on this one borrower. 6.25. And I was like, hey, that's pretty good. They're like, hey, this is 5.25, because I show the rate to everybody. I show the whole sheet. And I say, yeah, you can buy that down, but I would not recommend it today. They said, all right, Lee, why would you not recommend it? I would not recommend it because New American Funding is committed to do your refinance for free for the next 5 years.
Damn.
Which means you're going to refinance. You're going to. There's no question, because even if you're at 6.25, which is a great rate today, but 2 years from now or even 18 months from now, it's in the 4s, you're going to refinance because it's just financially sound. So why would you spend money to buy down the rate when you know you're absolutely going to refinance? What? Yeah. Anyway, so an unscrupulous loan officer, when they say LE, they'll go, hey, oh, this guy wants an LE. He's about to shop me. They know it. We all know it. So he's about to shop me. He's going to find out what's out there. So I'm going to look at that rate, and I'm going to take 5.25, which is at the bottom. But I'm going to forget to tell you that it costs you 3 points to get there. And then I'm going to put 5.25, and then you're going to send it to an experienced loan officer, and I'm going to say, that's not locked, it's bullshit. And then when you call your loan officer back and you say, hey, I want a locked LE. Well, you know, we should float the rates. It turns into this gigantic, it's a game.
Tell them
you have to understand the game.
Tell them what the top right corner of the estimate sheet says in written word about getting a locked LE. This may not be accurate. Ask your loan officer for a locked loan estimate. This can change.
Oh yeah.
So when you ask for a loan estimate, guys, you might get just an estimate, not a loan estimate, just an estimate. Read that top right corner, see what it says. It'll tell you if it's locked or not, and it'll tell you if you should get an LE locked because it could change. So read your documentation.
We're here for you.
Perfecto for Fuentes. Hey guys, I have a 4.99 promotion rate with a builder. Would you be able to beat that rate?
Okay, perfecto. I'm going to put something out there that might be happening because 4.99 is way beyond market right now. But I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. You tell me if I'm correct, okay? It's that promotion rate. There's something out there called a 3-2-1 buy down or a 2-1 buy down. So let's take 4.99 because that's what the number you put out there. And then let's take 2 points on top of that. So 4.99, 5.99, 6.99. So I qualify you at 6.99. And then I tell you, hey, listen, for the first year, you're going to pay 4.99. And then for the second year, you're going to pay 5.99. And then the third year, you're going to pay 6.99, which sounds great if you're in salesman world. It sounds wonderful in salesman bullshit speak. So 4.99, but inside of the contract, your contract says first year 4.99, second year 5.99, third year 6.99, and then for the rest of the 30 years 6.99. That's what your contract says. Now let's contrast that with the world. Oh, by the way, that's going to cost you $10,000 that the builder's going to put in there somehow. Going to put 10G in there, or you are, or the seller is. Somebody's going to put $10,000 towards that, okay? So sounds great, but let me tell you what happens in the real world. In the real world, interest rates are projecting to go down. In fact, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, has stated that we anticipate 3 interest rate reductions in the year 2024. We actually anticipate more in 2025. But here's what's going to happen. You're at 4.99. And the guy I was talking about earlier today is at 6.25. So year one, you look like you're smoking him. But then the rates go down. And then, his 6.25 is now at 5%. 5%. And you're at 4.99. Looks like you're winning. Except the year comes in, and now you're at 5.99, and he's at 5%. But wait, the rates go down a little bit more. He's in the 4s now. And now you're at 6.99 and pissed. You're pissed. You're like, how do I get out of this shit? I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Big mad.
Well, you're going to be even bigger mad when you realize that in order to get that privileged rate, it costs you 10 G's. 10 G's. When you could have done an interest rate reduction, I'm sorry, not interest rate reduction, a principal reduction. When you could have done a principal reduction and refinance anyway, because you're going to be pissed, and you know what you're going to do while you're pissed? Refinance and go, oh, well, I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and the bank made an extra 10 grand, because that 10 grand won't break even for years.
Yep.
So, anyway.
So here's another thing to factor, guys, is that when you have a low rate, your payment's going to be dropped by maybe a couple $100, okay? Take $200 times 12, that's $2,400. You're going to spend way more money going the other route rather than what Lee said. Yeah. So he's actually keeping money in your pocket.
Somebody's giving us thumbs down on Instagram. Why are you thumbs downing us? This is good shit. Don't thumbs down us. Give us balloons. Put a hat on this guy. Put a mustache on him. Heart it up. Let everybody know that we're trying to get you a house in 2024.
Say, smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Smash it. Just click that. Oh, we got fire. Look at whoever's giving us fire. Thank you for the fire. Thank you for the hearts. Nobody's watching us on YouTube. Dude, I don't know how to get an audience on YouTube. We're trying to get an audience on YouTube.
One of you, teach us.
Okay. So,
Angel, yes, new build from Lennar in North Fontana, the detached townhomes. Oh, that's what the ones they were trying to buy. Okay, cool.
All right.
Service loans in Georgia?
Service loans? Okay, so do we do loans in Georgia? Yes, we love loans in Georgia. Service loans, that service is a word in the industry, and that means that they're the ones who collect the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, your monthly payment. So when you say service, we service them across the nation, but we do loans, we originate loans in Georgia. Yes.
I love it. Angel, T, Synergy, User, Rod, all
you
the
got
guys.
Some followers.
Thank you for the love.
We appreciate you, man.
Home paid in full. Want to buy another. What loan do I need?
Oh, you home paid in full. Good. Congratulations,
Lynette.
User Lynette. Congratulations, Lynette. Congratulations. Well, you can use. It's not what you need. It's what you can use. You can use FHA if it's your primary. If you're a veteran, you can use VA. If the home's qualified, you can use USDA as long as you're going to live there. Or you can use Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac.
Let me give you some more data on her, okay?
Okay, cool.
Home is paid off, no debts. What loan do I need to buy another home? We'll rent current home out.
Okay, so if you're going to rent the current home out, the only thing I can use, if you haven't rented in the past and this is your first rental, you're going to have property taxes and insurance as a bill. I know you think you have no bills, but you do. You have property taxes and insurance. So I have to calculate that property tax and insurance. And because you're a new renter, most loans will only let me wash out that. So I won't be able to use it as income unless you have other rentals. If you have other rentals and a 2-year work history, then I can use that as income for your next loan.
Davon said, this is Davon. You guys are incredible. I'm in the process now.
I appreciate you, Davon. We're here for you. We appreciate you.
Heck
we
yeah.
are on Facebook, Instagram. Davon's on Instagram. Appreciate you. TikTok and YouTube. We're here for you guys.
Right. A-Rod. A-Rod's in the house, man.
A-Rod, dude.
Can I buy it after bankruptcy?
Yes, you can.
A-Rod went bankrupt?
Dude, A-Rod went
J-Lo
bankrupt.
took his money, huh?
J-Lo took his... J-Lo was married to
his
A-Rod?
money.
I thought J-Lo was married to Mark Anthony.
Dude, she
married to a lot of them, huh? Anyway, it don't matter. Yeah. A-Rod, can they buy after bankruptcy? Yes, you can. BK is easier than foreclosure. Why? Because foreclosure, you actually went to a bank and said, hey, trust me with a home, guys. I'm good for it. And then you said, never mind. Don't want it. I'm out. So you got to wait 4 years on a foreclosure, 7 years most of the time, but 4 years. On a bankruptcy, if it's a Chapter 7, I can go FHA after 2 years. I can go conventional after 4 years. Discharge date, by the way, discharge, not filed, discharge. If it's a Chapter 13, I can literally finance you while you're in the middle of bankruptcy. Because Chapter 13 is a reorganization. You go to the court and you say, hey, listen, I just got myself in over my head. Can you please help me rearrange this so I can pay it off? I'm not trying to walk away from my debts. I really want to do this thing. I'm good, responsible. I just got myself over my head. That's a 13. Mm-hmm. Thanks for all the hearts and the fires.
Yeah,
guys. I appreciate
loving
you.
it.
A Chapter 7 is like, hey, you know what? Do over. I screwed up. Laugh. Leave me alone. Courts, please side with me. Oh, everybody just kind of help me out and let me go. And then the banks go, all right, we know what you'll do when things are tough. you'll freaking walk. So the guidelines get a little tougher if you've got a chapter 7. If you have a 13, way easier.
Way easier. Okay, so if you guys are interested in getting a home loan, remember, go to the link up top, click on the bio. You can get press apply now, start the process. You don't even have to talk to us, and you guys are probably watching us at work anyway. Hollywood Poncho. If I want to upgrade my primary home, can I apply for another primary loan?
That's called a cash out refinance.
Yeah.
Which means I have a house that's worth $500,000 and I owe $200,000, but I want to make this a prettier house that's worth $600,000. So I'm going to take out $300,000, pay off the $200,000, use the $100,000 to make a prettier house that's worth $600,000. Cash out refi all day, every day.
Boom. M, how much are closing costs with you guys average? I hate this question.
Yeah, it's such a.
Hate this question.
Here's why.
It's a good question.
It's a good question, M.
But it's inaccurate.
But yeah, so here's the thing with closing costs. Closing costs are closing costs. They're not with you guys. And if you have somebody saying, well, closing costs are cheaper with us, that's by and large not true. There could be an occasion where it might be a little true, but here's why. That notary charges $300 to drive to your house and sign out. You think the other bank's going to do it cheaper? The notary's the notary. That's what they charge.
Their job.
Yeah. The property taxes, well, they're going to want 6 months of impounds. It doesn't matter who the bank is. That's what they're going to want. You know what? The insurance is going to want 1 year of insurance impounded. You know why? Because that's the rules. So those are closing costs. Now, the bank fee is the one big variable, and there's something called junk fees where I'll give it to you guys. So the bank fee, ours is simple. It's $1,495. Our bank charges $1,495. That's the line item. Now, then there's other line items. If you want to buy down the rate, that goes into closing costs. But the truth is you could go a higher interest rate and actually get money back. But it's all semantics. So it gets all ugly and stuff. You need somebody who understands the process, who can explain it from all loan officer side. Because I'll tell you what, whenever somebody says, hey, these guys are doing no closing costs, I'm going to say, okay, cool. You know what? If they are truly doing no closing costs, none at all, none. I think you should go with them. I really do. But how are you going to feel if they're lying to you? How are you going to feel? I'm going to be mad. Okay, cool. I would be mad too because they're deceiving me. And if they're deceiving me on this, they're going to deceive me on something else. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to call your loan officer and say, hey, can I get a loan estimate, please? A loan estimate, a locked loan estimate. And they're going to go, well, why would you need that? I got everything under control. No, please give me a locked loan estimate. By the way, the rules at an NMLS loan officer, if somebody asks you for an LE, you have to give them an LE. So they give the LE to me, and then they give this gigantic sheet. First, they try and get away with a disclosure statement. And I'm like, no, that's not an LE. Because there's like 700 items on a disclosure statement that you can put fees. And I say, no, I want an LE. And then once I get that LE, I say, hey, they said no closing costs. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Here it is right here and here and here and here and here. There are costs. They just buried them in the loan.
Dang.
How do you feel now?
Yeah, how do you feel now?
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, guys, remember, like this, heart this. We're trying to get more questions in here. And those of you that have asked questions, we are getting to you. There's a lot of them, guys, so hang in there with us. Don't leave.
Louisiana, yes. All day, air day, Louisiana. We do all 50 states.
You do all 50?
All 50 states.
But do you do Texas?
That's one of the 50.
Do you do Florida?
That's another one of the 50.
New York?
That's another one of the 50.
What about that one in the middle
Wait
of
a
the
minute,
ocean
you need to
called
back
Hawaii?
up on that New York. You need to back up on that New York.
Whoa,
Why? Why?
What?
Because the average bank do business in New York.
No.
We didn't either, by the way, up until about a month ago.
Yep.
About a month ago, we got the thumbs up to do business in New York.
Yep.
I haven't done a loan in New York yet. I want to. So if you're in New York, call me so I can do your loan real quick.
He wants to. He's excited. Davon, I always get confused with buying down the rate. Can you explain what that is?
Okay, so Davon. It's math. That's what it is. It's math. And here's the math. Let's say I quoted you today at 6.5, okay? 6.5. All right. And then you could buy down the rate for $3,000 to 6.25. All right, cool. How much did you spend, Davon? 5 Gs.
Nice.
All right, cool. 5 Gs. All right, that's cool. 5 Gs. What? Why did I spend 5 Gs? Okay, how much am I saving every month? Davon, if you went from 6.5 on this note to 6.25, you're going to save $200 a month. Well, you're like, oh, $200 a month. That's awesome. Cool. I'm saving $200 a month. Where's the math? Here's the math. How many months do you have to pay on that loan before you made up that 5G? How many months? How many months? How many months do you think? So about 3 years, just a little shy of 3 years. So at 3 years, if you kept this loan, then it was worth buying down to 6.25. But Davon, here's something you should know. The Federal Reserve said we're going to drop rates a minimum of 3 times in 2024, and we believe they're going to drop way more in 2025. So if you bought it down and they drop it down, the rates come down, and you're at 6.25, but now the market is at 5. Davon, are you going to refinance? Of course you are. It only makes sense because a smart loan officer is going to go, hey, Davon, you're waiting to make up that $5,000 that you used, but instead, why don't we just save you, well, 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand right now by taking that 6.25 and bringing it down to 5%. Is that going to make sense? I can math it out all day long. But in order to do this properly, Davon, you have to know how much is it going to cost me? How much do I save? How many months to my break even? And after my break even, am I going to refinance again? So in this interest rate environment, I'm actually recommending people don't buy down the rate unless you need it to qualify. Don't buy down the rate. Don't. Most people, not everybody, but most people. I actually recommend it to somebody, an engineer in Texas, big expensive house. And they said, hey, Lee, what's the rate? And I said, I have you at 6.5. And they said, all right, good question. He asked me this question, which is amazing. What would you do, Lee? And I said, this is going to sound real weird, but I'd take 7.625.
Dang, that high?
You take
why
that
would you
high?
Do that?
Okay, here's why. Because that 625 is going to cost you about 10 grand. Expensive house. It's going to cost you about 10 grand. But if I put you in 7.625, I'm going to get you 10 grand back. So now there's that 10 grand that you would have spent, but you're not spending it anymore. And I'm going to give you 10,000 more. You've got the FICO score and the income to pull it off. Lee, okay, I make 20 grand, but my mortgage payment is so much more expensive. And I said, yeah, that's true. It's $300 more a month. It's a lot. It's a lot. But how long will $300 a month bite into 20 grand? Years. And I said, there's no question whether you're going to refinance or not. Your FICO's in the 800s. Your income's amazing. You are going to refinance when the rates go down. If you do it this way and you put that 20 grand in a side account and you just put that extra $300 a month out of the 20 grand, you won't even feel it. And when you refinance, all that's left, profit to you, you gamed the bank.
Guys, if you're ready to get started in your home loan process, just go to the link in our bio, click on the link, click on apply now, get the process started, or you can screenshot our phone numbers. They're right here. You can just zoom in. For Club X Life, what is the average closing cost for a $1.2 million house?
So, Club X Life, Club. Realtors like to tell you 3%, but that's bullshit. Because you know what 3% of 1.2 million would be? 3% of 1.2 million, about 40 grand. You're not going to have $40,000 in closing costs. The only thing that even come close to having you be at that range is property tax impound. And depending on what state you're in, that may be a lot or a little tiny bit. Don't know. So the average, I tell people from probably 300,000 to about 1.2 million, anywhere from 8 to 12 grand, somewhere in that range for closing costs. Now, if you buy down the rate, that's different. You could buy that down for 20 grand. Or if your property taxes are ridiculously expensive. I did one in Texas not that long ago, property tax base 3.7. Holy smokes, that's a lot. So, there you go.
I sense a lot of people coming out of the woodwork on that one.
Whoa!
Because everyone has their opinion on this. I don't know why. Sydney, how do you get rid of PMI? Refinance? Question mark.
You take it.
So that is an option. So getting a refinance is an option. So if you have a conventional loan, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, what they're going to do is they're going to go to your original value of your home with the original loan balance, and that thing has to be paid down 22% before it will automatically fall off. Okay? Doesn't matter if value skyrocketed in current market rate or current market prices. It has to be when you bought it. So if you pay it down 22%, it'll automatically fall off. If you pay it down 20%, you can call them and ask them to remove it, and they'll make a decision from there. If you have FHA after 2014, and you put less than 10% down, it'll be for life. You'll have that mortgage payment. I mean, that mortgage insurance
forever and ever, amen.
Forever. Okay.
Forever and ever,
Now,
amen. Yeah.
if you put 10% or more, guess what happened?
11 years.
It'll fall off in 11 years.
I was cheating because I know.
How do you know?
Because I'm a licensed loan officer.
That's why. Okay. Now, if none of that applies to you, if you're like, hey, my value's not there yet, I don't have conventional, I have FHA, then yes, your solution for getting rid of your mortgage insurance is a refinance, and guess who can do it? He can do it. Guess who else can do it? I can do it. So guess what you're going to do? Call one of us. Okay. User, home is paid off. No debts. What loan do I need to buy another? Well, we already answered that one.
Yep.
Lupita, full question. All right, here we go. I was quoted 6.75 interest rate on a $350,000 loan with 20% down. Advice, thoughts?
20,000 down.
Ooh.
So you're not 6.75 rate. Well, I would have to build your file because I think I can beat that right now without any special sauce. I don't think I'd have to go to work to beat that. I think I could beat that right now. So 6.75, if you have a decent FICO score, that's about market. You could probably get a little less than that.
All right. User 2904. High credit score of 650. Would that get me any type of mortgage?
Almost any type of mortgage. If you were trying to buy a second home, you don't qualify. But if you're buying your primary home, FHA is 580, Fannie Mae Freddie Mac 620, USDA 580, VA has no FICO requirement. You can have no FICO score and still get a VA loan. If you're trying for a second home, you start at 680, but you better have a higher score than that.
Yeah. Drew, can you refinance a DSCR at any time? Question mark.
Sure, you can. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's
there
pretty
might
simple.
be a prepayment penalty on some of those.
Yeah,
some of them.
The Dodd-Frank, which is a law that got passed in 2012-ish, they made it illegal for prepayment penalties on regular conventional conforming loans. Conventional conforming loans are Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, USDA, VA. I missed one, FHA, a few others, but no prepayment penalty on these type of loans. But DSCR is not that type of loan. DSCR is what's called an Alt-QM loan. Alt-QM is alternative to qualified mortgage. Qualified mortgage is what I just said.
Yeah. Angel or Kay Larson, I can't imagine buying right now. Interest is crazy.
Kay Larson, it's actually a good time to buy.
Why are you just saying that?
No, I'm not.
It's because you want to make money off me.
No, I do. I do want to make money.
It's a money grab for you.
Yeah, money grab kind of, but it's not. It's actually a good time to buy, and the reason is because if you are a qualified buyer right now, you're kind of the gold. There's not a lot of qualified buyers because the rates are so high. What that means is that when you walk in on a $500,000 house that's been on the market for 45 days, you could say, hey, I like this house. And your price of $400,000, your $500,000, that's pretty close. I would like a 10% discount. Or you know what? Just cover closing costs. And now that seller has to go, I've been on the market for 45 days. It's the only offer I've gotten. I guess I'm going to have to give you some closing costs. That's what happens. As soon as rates go down into the 5s or 4s or maybe even 3s, when they go that low, that $500,000 house, the first open house, there's going to be 10 offers the next Monday morning. 10 offers. There's going to be, on those 10 offers, there's going to be 3 super smart people that are going to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to lowball them for 480. I'm going to lowball them. There's going to be 3 offers that come in right at price, 500 grand. And there's going to be 3 offers that come in above 500 grand. Now, if you're the seller and you get presented from your realtor, hey, I got 10 offers. 3 of them are below price. What do you want me to do with them? What are the other ones? Oh, they're at price or above. You take those 3 that are below price, tell them thank you. Don't ask for a counter. Just tell them thank you. Bye. Nice day. Cool. Those 3 that are at, let's take a look at those and look at the terms. All right. Now, the ones I'm really interested in, the ones that are above. All right. The best one we have above is $510,000, 30-day closing, $10,000 EMD. I'll take that. And as soon as that house sold, it's no longer a $500,000 market. It's now a $510,000 market. That's economics.
Okay, so Kay Larson follow-up.
Okay.
Why would you want us to buy when interest rates are so high? Kind of answered that already.
Yep.
Kind of did.
I'm here for you, Kay Larson.
Look at the history, Kay Larson. Look at history. Look at what happened in 2020. Interest rates came down. Values went boom. Okay, and it's about to happen again. Interest rates go down. Values going to go boom. So that's why you'd want to buy now. I would rather buy a $500,000 house at a 7% rate than an $800,000 house at a 4% rate. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah,
Do you
1K loan, 1K loan. If I put 99.9K down, finance 1K. No, if you're looking about 1 million, yes. But Ryan, you mess with us all the time. So 1K, we don't do $1,000 loans.
What's the average interest rate?
There is no average, but there's what New American Funding is putting out to the world, and right now that is 5.625 on the website. You can get to the website going to our links. Cool stuff. Today's rates 5.625, 15-year fixed.
Angel, can my partner also be on the loan? They are DACA as a cosigner.
You take that.
Yes. Okay, here's the problem. Here's the challenge that with DACA is that our presidents and our politics use it as a what would you call that? A political football back and forth. But right now, not a couple years ago, but right now we can. We absolutely can. We can move forward with that. Call us. Yes.
And every once in a while we get a notification that says we are no longer doing DACA loans. Yes. And then we get another one that says, hey, we're doing DACA loans. And then we're no longer doing DACA loans. Happens a lot. Unfortunate. It's what it is.
Yeah. Emily, can you be a co-borrower with someone if you have a bankruptcy, or you still have to wait 2 years for FHA?
Emily, you have to wait. If you BK'd 7, nobody wants to give you money. Nobody.
Hollywood Poncho, I found a bigger house. Can I apply for a home, another primary loan?
If you're moving into your primary residence, yes, as long as you follow the guidelines on your old loan. In other words, FHA, if you had to live in it for 1 year and you didn't live in it for 1 year and you're moving 3 houses down, probably not going to approve it. But if you lived in it over 1 year and then you refinanced to conventional, then you went to FHA, yes, you can.
I found it, dude. Neil Singh, that's going to be your New York loan.
New York, we want to do your loan, Neil. Call us up. Let's get you a loan.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, lost
dude,
that
you
one.
Just lost that. I hope
we lost. Dude, there's so many questions in here.
I know. We're trying to get all the questions. Hey, by the way, appreciate you guys on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're trying to get you a house in 2024, giving you the actual guidelines. 2 licensed loan officers. Check us.
A lot of love. Look at that. AB, Marty, Rachel, AB, Lupita, Hollywood.
Thank
all you guys.
We appreciate you guys.
Hollywood Poncho, 36,000. What does that mean?
I don't know. 36,000 a year. I don't know what that means.
36. Are points tax deductible? Maybe he paid $36,000 in points.
Okay.
I believe they are actually. If I remember correctly,
you have to check with your CPA.
Yes.
We're not accountants. We have to be very careful with this.
If I remember
we
correctly,
stay in our lane. We know the mortgage guidelines, but check with your accountant.
If I remember correctly, we were able to get that deducted somewhere inside of there.
Yeah.
So your loan officer will be able to get you the documentation that you need for that.
Mm-hmm.
True Heart, $3,600 a year.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Either $36,000 a year FHA loan, Chapter 7 bankruptcy discharge, 724. When can I apply?
7/12/24 hasn't happened yet. I don't know how to help. I don't know how to tell you that, but 7/12/24 hasn't happened. Unless you're saying it's 2 years, that 7/12/24 is when the 2-year anniversary date. If it's the 2-year anniversary date, we're at 3 going into 4, 7. I would start now. You can't go into contract till your discharge date is done, but I would start right now. Why? Because I want to know the hiccups on. There's some things that happen. Some people don't reaffirm mortgages, and if they don't reaffirm mortgages, sometimes it takes us 30 days to get it back on there. So there's some things that we have to take care of on a BK.
All right. I'd encourage everyone on here listening to utilize Chris for your home loan needs. He is stellar.
I appreciate you. But what's wrong with Lee? What?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, I do know, but I'm not going to say.
Yeah, you know what?
RNZ, Karen, does it matter how much you owe on your car or how much you pay monthly for what value to buy? For what value to buy?
Yes. The only thing that matters, you could have a $1 million Bugatti that you're paying $300 a month on. All I care about is the $300 a month. I don't care about the $1 million Bugatti. The monthly payment's more important than the aggregate.
Oh, Lupita, oh my God, missed the last of your answer. All I heard is you can beat. I don't know
beat it.
I don't remember what your question was, Lupita.
Who's going to beat what?
I don't know what your question was.
I don't know either.
Erica, call the Cali Dream down payment assistance. Is it good or not since the rates are so high and homes are high? Question mark. What do you think?
Should we do it?
All right, if you could do it fast because we're running out of time.
I'm going to do it fast. Okay, here we go. California Dream for All. Is it good? Maybe yes, maybe no. Here's the pros and cons. Let's say I want $500,000 and Cali says, hey, I'll give you $100,000. Well, not give you, but I'll get you $100,000. I'll get you $100,000. Cool. So you now buy a $500,000 house. But guess who's in business with you? State of California. They want their $100,000 back. It's not a gift. They want it back. and they want it back with interest. No, wait a minute. They don't want interest. There's more appreciation in California. They want shared appreciation.
Damn.
So they want $100,000 back plus shared appreciation. So you're in business with the state of California. Oh, one side note, they get first out. If only one of you gets made whole on the refinance or sale, it's the state of California. Oh, one more thing. In order to get this, you got to stand in this very long line and then maybe get picked out of a lottery. So, is it a good thing? Maybe, but it's not all that and a bag of chips.
Dang,
That's enough.
I love it.
That's
Bree,
good stuff, right?
I'm a new doctor. Do medical school loans for a home loan apply?
Bree, congratulations, Bree, Dr. Bree, Dr. Bree,
doctor.
Dr. Bree, Dr. Bree. So yes, your medical school loans, we do have to count them against you. There's special ways that we do it, especially with the doctor, because you probably have $200,000 or more in student loans. I don't know, Bree, maybe you do, but I've done a lot of doctor loans, and they do have a lot of, but their opening salary is like $200,000, something like that. Anyway,
we got a place
congratulations,
for you.
doctor.
We got a loan for you, no worries. Burr Davinder Singh, are you guys doing construction loans? I'm planning on building an FHA home.
We do the one-time construct loan. We do. It's a pain in the ass, but we do. Yes.
Okay, RMZ Karen, quality value. Thank you. Thank you very much. HS Cord, what do you set your margin at? 4.75, 3 points, core. H squared? Are you asking if we're part of the core?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you unless
a
he's
loan
another
officer.
loan officer.
That's a loan
Yeah.
officer.
Unless he's another LO. Well, just for your LOs. Oh, by the way, let's tell everybody. Here's how it works.
Yeah.
If you're a broker, you can go out and you can set your commission at 3% or 4% or 5% on a $500,000 home. 3% is going to mean you're going to make $15,000 as a loan officer. This guy's trying to call out our commission. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you right now.
You guys make money?
Yeah. What? When you're a direct lender, we're a direct lender. We work for a direct lender. We're W-2 employees. Usually your basis points are between probably 30 basis points and 140, 135, 140 is the highest you see.
In that range.
Somewhere in that range. So you're making anywhere from 30 basis points to 140 basis points. And the difference is 30 basis points usually gets an hourly wage. And if you go up into the 75, 80, 90, 100 basis points, you're straight commission. So they don't let you go to 300 basis points. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at a direct lender. So there's pros and cons to direct lender. There's pros and cons to a broker. We chose the direct lender route. Why? Because we're trying to do good customer service for our customers. We don't kill them in commissions. We make a living. Absolutely, we make a living. But we don't kill them in commissions because we want to have the business over and over and over and over and over again. We were a member of the core. We stopped.
Caroline Bree, now's the time to buy. When rates drop, competition will be crazy. Better to refi.
Caroline Bree, smart.
She knows
Very
what's
smart.
up.
Super
Listen
smart.
to this woman. I hope it's a woman.
Super smart.
Quality value matters. How much I owe on my car payment monthly. Okay. I think we answered that one.
We did.
But at least seller has the option or choice to not like before.
Okay, good.
I want to buy a $1 million home. What are the requirements?
You got to make a good amount of money. NYC and
New
NYC.
York Carlos.
Yeah.
That's New York Carlos.
New York
That's
Carlos,
your loan,
dude.
man.
New York Carlos, New York Carlos. Hey, you need to have a income of $1 million. I'm just gonna ballpark it real quick. 1 million. You got to be at about $220,000 a year. New York Carlos. Got to have a little bit of money too. So yes, we can do it for you.
Will it be house purchasing a home at 460, 155 income, 60K down?
No, that's a
You're conservative.
That's a pretty dream scenario right
Yeah.
there. I wish that all our borrowers were that dream scenario.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nadim, 1.2 million can put 20% any way I can skip jumbo mortgage.
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe. If you're putting 20% down, so there's a difference between conventional conforming, which goes to an amount, then there's high balance, which goes to amount, and there's jumbo. Jumbo are the scariest because the rates are rough and it's not the best overall loan. But if you're buying like $5 million homes, you don't really give a shit. So if you're trying to buy a $1.2 million home and you're willing to put $240,000, your loan is in the $900,000 range, depending on your county. I might be able to go straight conventional conforming, maybe, if not high balance.
Yeah, call us, guys. Commercial.
Yep. If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee at New American Funding. You can reach them by calling this phone number or texting it, but wait till we're done with our live. Bye.
Camacho 94. How can I have your company buy out my loan?
Cute.
Refinance.
Refinance. Real simple.
Yeah.
Refinance.
Give us a call. And guess what?
Yeah.
I'm Chris. That's Lee.
Yep. Are we done?
I'm Chris. That's Lee.
We've been Chris and Lee. We appreciate you.